We're here. Hey guys.
Good evening.
That's the mood. That's the vibe we're going for today. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Jessica. This is
And I'm Amani. Welcome back to our. You like the ASMR?
I was about to say.
Welcome back to our week 5 podcast.
Today we're going to be discussing the absolute buffoonery of this weekend and this coming week.
Oh God, I'm about to mess my mic up. Okay. Yeah, week 4. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's fucking talk about it.
How the turntables
How the tables have turned. Good God.
I was shocked at the amount of buffoonery I saw this weekend.
It was a lot of buffoonery. Too much buffoonery.
It was way too much. Like, there were teams that I was just shocked the games were even that close. There were teams where I really was looking like, oh, I genuinely think they're going to lose this one. Like, and then there were teams that I just was like, y'all really won. Like, it literally was just plot twist all around.
There was one game my dad literally texted me and said, this game is weird. And I was like, I highly agree. It is very weird. I don't understand.
All of it was weird. So I guess
I'll start if you want.
Yeah, please, because I don't even know where to start.
The weird game for us, which was like the highlight game of this weekend, was Tennessee, Oklahoma. I'm going to be real honest. People are saying now Tennessee is for sure a contender, yada, yada. I'm sorry. They won 25-15 against Oklahoma. Now, I'm not saying Oklahoma's that good, but Oklahoma's defense was not that great. And Tennessee's supposed to have this elite offense. Baby, where? Because they were not doing a whole lot of shit that game. And it was not raining, and it was a very nice evening. So where was this elite offense at? I must have missed it.
I just remember, like, it just was weird. Like, weird is the best way to describe it. I can't really, like, that. I can't remember what game. Oh, I'm thinking about the wrong game, actually. Tennessee, Oklahoma was just, like, meh. Like, I expected it to be a little bit more of a point differentiator there, but, like.
I expected it to be more high scoring than this. What the fuck?
That too. Yeah, like it just was okay. The one that I think was on my brain was the Auburn game. The amount of back and forth interceptions, my brain was confused. Like it was weird. Like who did they played
Arkansas.
Yes. And I'm not even kidding y'all. Like I was sitting and we were watching this game because it was close. I mean, like, that was the other part. It was like 7-7 or like something crazy. So I'm watching this game. The guy from Auburn throws and gets a pick. Or not a pick. The Arkansas picks it.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's bad.
That's rough.
Embarrassing. They pan into the fans. The fans look embarrassed. Like, ooh, that's bad.
No, my favorite part, though, was the Arkansas player going into the fucking bench.
Oh, yeah.
And looking at the Auburn band like,
oh. So, yeah. Auburn loses the ball, obviously. The Arkansas guy, like, is in the band's face. Like, in the band's face. I'm like, that poor band is so embarrassed. Literally, the next play. Arkansas goes, throws the ball. Pick interception by Auburn. I'm like, is this real life? So of course they pan back to that band, and the band's like, "Hey, I told you." I literally was sitting there like, wow. Okay. So then, literally the next play, Auburn gets the ball back, throws again, interception. I said, "What the hell is happening?"
Buffoonery.
At that point, I was like, we need to take a timeout, and everybody needs to just reset because what am I watching? It was crazy. Like I've never seen anything like that.
I don't. That was the wildest game. Which also props to Arkansas. I'm so happy you won. Yay, go Sam Pittman.
Shout out to them and my points on pick'ems. We'll talk about that later, but thank you.
If you put your faith in Auburn, that's your choice, but never. Also, speaking of a game, that was very odd and very just weird. Vandy Mizzou? Mizzou, baby!
What? Going to overtime!
Second overtime!
Wait, it was 2? Okay.
Yes!
Y'all, for full context, when it went into overtime, I was in such disbelief. I had to hop in the shower. I was like, this is too much.
She tried to take a break.
It went into 2 overtimes,
Yes,
bro.
so both Vandy and Mizzou ended up scoring.
That
And then
was
Mizzou gets the ball, kicks a field goal. Now, mind you, for those that did not watch, Mizzou's field goal kicker, Mizzou's kicker is a redshirt freshman. Motherfucker could not make.
This was the game where they had the back-to-back missed kicks. Oh.
Missed multiple kicks in this game. Okay, so it comes down to him kicking a field goal. He kicks the field goal, makes it. Vandy just needs a field goal to tie it again, send it into third overtime.
Y'all,
Vandy kicks it and misses. And it was like a 30-yard field goal.
It was definitely not significant. It wasn't no 50-yarder that I saw some other teams actually make.
Yeah, you know.
But what was crazy about it was before they went into overtime, it was like a battle of the kicks, and they both kept missing. So I'm literally sitting here, I'm watching. So Mizzou had the chance to do it first, kicks the ball, misses it. I was like, okay, well, Vandy, I guess it's your time to upset. Kicks, misses. I'm like, what are we doing? Let's take them off the field and let's reset. Like, I feel like I said that like 10 times this weekend. What are we doing?
Mizzou, I don't know what this means. Because, Vandy surely is not this good.
You were ranked, I can't remember
7.
exactly, but 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Against Vandy?
Vandy?
Who lost to Georgia State.
Yeah.
Who beat Georgia Tech.
Correct. I don't know. I don't know what this means.
I don't know what's happening.
This is why I love college football, because genuinely the absolute buffoonery that happens sometimes that makes no absolute sense.
It was crazy. Another crazy one, USC Michigan.
USC let me down, and I'm so fucking mad about it, and I never choose blue because fuck Michigan, but you had one job, USC. What the fuck you mean?
I don't understand. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in a fever dream. The games I saw this past weekend, I don't believe I actually watched them. It was because the other one too. Oh my God, I forgot about Utah and Oklahoma State.
Which
Oklahoma
desperately
State owed me. I needed that win, but it's okay.
I needed that too.
I'm watching the game. I felt like I was watching the West Virginia game again because it literally ended the exact same way. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I was sitting there. It was like a couple seconds left in the fourth. Oklahoma was down bad. Scored a touchdown. I was like, okay, all y'all need is the ball back to try to get a field goal. Got the ball back. Couldn't get the field goal. Couldn't get into field goal range, I might add, to get the field goal.
Oklahoma State, you had one job, man. I just needed that win.
It was insane.
For fuck's sakes, I don't understand.
West Virginia.
Yeah, thanks,
You're
West
the
Virginia.
I'm still in first.
Thanks, West Virginia, so much for screwing me on that one, too.
West Virginia, my mama. I don't know.
No. Mountain Mama. Mountain Mama.
My mama. That's what you said.
No. Also, shout out BYU for beating Kansas State just so they could post that Twitter of Liv Moss.
Liv Moss. Because
iconic.
Who in their right mind would ever say they would shove a 5 beefy layer burrito up their butt? Why would you do that?
Shout out to the guy that was the Clemson fan that started this shit, because it's all you, my guy. And it's either, was it Clemson or FSU? It was one of the two. One of y'all, thank you for starting this trend, because this is fucking hilarious, the shit that I'm seeing.
And then the craziest of them all, Kansas State versus BYU.
That was what I just talked about. Which one?
Shit.
Which one was the craziest of the are?
That was the Liv Moss. I'm sorry.
That was the Liv Moss. Hey guys, it's Monday. Okay, we're trying to get through work Mondays and the Monday scaries, as well as do this shit and the absolute buffoonery that was this weekend.
I tell you, my brain is functioning at 24%.
We're on Luffy mode, and we have one focus and one focus only.
One focus. I was just gonna add, since we were just talking about it, because I definitely said Liv Moss. I don't know where my brain was. Not only were y'all top 20, what were they 15?
13.
13.
God.
They scored 38 points and y'all only got 9?
Ain't no, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I haven't even had a chance to see the AP poll to know. I know y'all are at least at like 24, 25. Like there's no way y'all are where y'all are at because that's embarrassing.
It's not good.
Like not even in the 20s. Losing to somebody that was unranked. Somebody that I'm sure, let me look and see what their record is.
It's not, BYU's, I can tell you right now, I got it right here. BYU is undefeated, but let me tell you who they've played, though. Because
probably no one.
SIU, SMU, Wyoming, and now Kansas State. And you're telling me that you allowed BYU to become relevant.
So glad you didn't pick that as a pick'ems game, because I really would have fumbled the bag on that.
I kind of wish I did. That would have been really funny because I feel like a lot of people would have lost that game and that would have been hilarious. Also,
did we talk about Buffalo?
No.
The Buffalo NIU game that has officially, I'm sure of it, because I haven't checked the AP poll, but I almost guarantee you Northern Illinois is now kicked out because damn. And I feel bad. Like, it went into overtime. I'm sure it was a good game. I didn't get a chance to watch that one, but damn.
It was by 3, dude, by a field goal. Some nasty work. Nasty work.
That's, y'all stayed a week longer than I expected you to, so I applaud you for that.
You stayed a week longer than expected. Speaking of, shout out FSU for finally getting their first win of the year.
I watched that one. I was very surprised.
We may or may not have been cheering for your downfall, but it's okay. You barely got there.
I wouldn't say I was cheering for your downfall, but I just was like, there's no way y'all are going to pull this out in this shot.
They wanted to mess it up at the end, though. They really were.
It was close. Like, it was actually pretty close. And when I was watching, I was like, oh, there's no shot y'all are going to pull this one out.
Yep.
But y'all did. And honestly, good for you. It's about time.
It's about time you got to win. It had to be, Cal. But congrats, I guess.
Congratulations. Y'all just proved why you should stay in the ACC at this point.
For a moment.
Barely beat someone in your conference. So let's just.
My last one I'll bring up because I missed it. Well, I didn't miss this. I didn't watch this game, but I got notifications about this game. Hey, North Carolina, are y'all okay? Because you let James Madison score 70 on your ass. Is this a basketball game? Are we in basketball season already? Because how are you letting them score 70 fucking points on you?
I'm going to stick beside it when I say that UNC and Duke are basketball schools and not football schools. I get shit for it every year because they're like, but we're good, but we win.
Lies.
But we do.
Lies.
No.
Where?
Stick with what you know. Stick to the status quo, High School Musical, and they handed that man basketball. That's you. Just put y'all's picture on it and just be like, no. Stick to the stuff you know. Because basketball, y'all got it there. Football ain't it.
No.
Just let it go.
I'll give you your props. You scored 50 points, but 70 fucking points, dude? And it's James Madison. What are you doing?
Insanity.
That was one that I had to mention because I was, and also.
Another.
Go ahead. I've taken it. You go.
I was going to say another game I didn't watch, but it looks like it was good because it went into overtime. Illinois, Nebraska.
It went into overtime?
It went into overtime, and Illinois won 31-24.
Damn.
Yeah. Wait, we did see a little bit of the game because the West Virginia game got
oh, that's right.
the delay. So we did watch the first half, but it was close when we did see the few little minutes of it. But it looks like Illinois came out on top, which is interesting to see how the poll shakes up because they were kind of close. So I'm sure.
I'm fine with that because that means Patrick Mahomes' little body double had to experience a loss, and I'm fucking fine with it, man.
Listen, Patrick Mahomes almost experienced the loss himself as
well. I wish! It's fine.
Man, the Falcons were really trying.
They were trying.
Listen, this is a college football podcast, but I have to just
say got hoed.
Falcons got hoed. They should have called that last play. Sorry, shit happens to the Saints all the time. We get hoed every year, so it's fine.
Sure.
We do. The
Okay.
Minnesota Miracle, the St. Louis Rams, when they were at St. Louis, the hoe called there. We get hoed every time. At least it's a game that doesn't really matter.
Sure.
Because ours happen in the playoffs every time. So sorry about the Falcons, but y'all play us next week. So
Yay,
can't wait.
exciting. The
Eagles can't wait.
the last game I was going to mention is Syracuse Stanford. Syracuse, I'm so
Your
sorry.
chances of the AP poll are now shot.
I'm
so sorry.
so sorry. It was so close. Really was hoping y'all could pull it out. Fucked that up. I don't. Yeah. To Amani's point, you're fucked.
Yeah, like I said, the first couple weeks we've been doing this, with our teams, with the teams who are historically not the best, we always have to fight our way to the top of this list or to this list. And any kind of slip up or fuck up or whatever you want to call it, it just ruins all momentum you have. And I hate that because I feel like the game was close. Shit happens. We literally saw FSU get plastered multiple weeks in a row.
Yep.
But it's just the nature of the game. They just don't respect us as contenders. It sucks, but
Wonder why.
you might have a chance, but you really don't have room for error at this point. Like
No.
you just really have to like
You're going to have to win
keep
it out.
winning.
And it's
You're
going to
gonna
have to be
keep
by
winning.
huge margins at this point, which is just not. That sucks. I'm sorry. Sorry, my guy. You want to talk about next week's games?
Yeah.
couple?
So let me pull those up. Wake plays Louisiana. Listen.
Is it LSU, Louisiana, or Louisiana
No,
Monroe?
Or
Raging Cajuns?
Raging Cajuns.
Raging Cajuns. Okay. That should be an easy win for you. That should have been your homecoming game.
It really should have been our homecoming game. I think I
Yikes.
said that last week, but like it's because Ole Miss paid us a lot of money to play them, and
True.
I think that's why they did it. Because who wants to embarrass themselves on homecoming night? That's so embarrassing.
No one.
We're at home. I also am with you, Jessica. There should be no reason to lose this game, but it's Wake. That's all I'm gonna say. It's Wake. The game that I'm actually interested in this week is Kansas State versus Oklahoma State. I think that's gonna be an interesting one.
I almost picked that as one of our games for pick'ems, but I needed to let Oklahoma chill for a bit because I've picked Oklahoma State once or twice already, and I was like, we can't be favoriting. But that's going to be a really, really good game. Another one is Illinois Penn State. Both of them are undefeated. Illinois is only 19 and Penn State is 9, but listen, yeah. It's kind of interesting. You never freaking know. Penn State drops the ball somewhere, and it might be here. Who knows? Who truly knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say another one too. Louisville and Notre Dame. Notre Dame's been on a down. Louisville's been on an up.
15, 16. Oof.
Yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. And it's a 3:30 game. So
they really gave him a 3. They're on Peacock. They gave him a Peacock shit. Damn.
Yeah, I think that because it's about to be a game. I think that one's gonna be really interesting, especially at Notre Dame. Oh yeah, it's about to be interesting for real.
Touchdown, Jesus. Also, obviously, UGA Bama.
Yeah, can't forget Georgia Bama.
Listen, guys, I don't speak on games before the games. It's a superstitious thing. I just don't speak on them. All I'm gonna say is go Dogs. Do not bother me on Saturday. You're not gonna be able to get a hold of me. At all.
And it's a night game.
Don't bother me.
It's a night game at Bama.
I'm aware.
So I
Yep.
have a jam-packed weekend, but I'm going to squeeze, even if it's on my phone, a way to watch this game because I need to see it.
I can attest the trash talking literally started on Saturday. So shout out to the 2 individuals that have already reached out to me talking trash. Stay
Week was
classy.
supposed to start on Sunday, and I as a witness saw someone call her and say it starts
Starting
today
now.
on Saturday. Fuck you, bye. Like I literally saw it. So
Yep, and I got another one today, being like, "Hey, gotta be quick on it. The game's, before the end of the week, I'm like, it's Monday. You have plenty of time to send whatever the fuck you want. That's fine. Stay classy, my friends. Stay classy and demure.
Going to the Georgia Southern game
Oh,
on Saturday. Yeah, I'm actually very excited. Haven't been to a Georgia State game before. It's a 3:30 game, so I am praying to the gods that all the timing works out perfectly to where I go to this Georgia State game, watch the state, not Southern situation happen, and then I go find a bar in Atlanta to sit at and watch the Georgia-Bama game. That's my plan for Saturday. Will it change? Maybe, but that's what I'm hoping. Worst case scenario, it will be on my phone and I will be locked in.
I will be with family in Florida, family who does not fully understand football. So pray for your girl because, my God, let me put in perspective. This is a group of people that the quarterback will have 2 incomplete passes and they will call for the quarterback to be taken out of the game. So pray for your girl. I'm not excited.
I just want to also send my condolences over to the Virginia Tech Miami game. That's also, oh no, it's on Friday. Smart people. I thought it was at the same time as Georgia Bama, and I was like, I'm so sorry, nobody's tuning into that game.
Ain't nobody watching that game.
But they moved it to a Friday night game, and whoever is the marketing team, applaud, because that was a smart decision.
Ain't nobody watching the Clemson-Stanford game or the FSU-SMU game, which SMU is 3-1, so that's interesting, and it's at SMU, so good fucking luck. But nobody's going to be watching those games, but I'm going to be actually kind of interested to see what the fuck happens there.
I wasn't even planning to watch those games on a regular time frame. Like, I skipped over those. Like, I specifically skipped over those to find other games. So
Fair.
It's probably going to be on the ACC network. That's my guess. Or Tubi.
Actually, I could tell you where it's at.
Let's be for real. Honestly, though, hold on.
Okay, the Clemson one's on ESPN. FSU is on ACC network, so you were correct there.
Let me circle back. Let me actually circle back. Stanford did almost beat who was it that
they just beat Syracuse by 3.
Oh, they beat Syracuse.
Yes.
Okay. Clemson whooped on NC State, which I'm a little disappointed in this year. It's fine, whatever. They're no longer my underdog team. Like, it's just bad. It's bad. But Stanford is not someone to kind of
sleep on,
put on the back burner. Yeah, sleep on them. So I will take back my statement. That actually might be a pretty solid game. Interesting to see the outcome of that, but nobody's watching it.
Ain't
nobody's watching that.
No.
Nope.
Have fun
you
with
will
that.
not get a viewer. We will be at Georgia Bama.
I do love that they decided to put Colorado UCF on Fox. That's
a good matchup, though.
It's a pretty decent matchup. I do want to mention the fact that Colorado's quarterback and also Coach Sanders is now out here being like, these are kids, man. Y'all just mad because they're making more money than y'all. So now y'all talking trash. Baby, look at yourself in the mirror because the trash talking is coming from inside the house. It ain't coming from us.
I wouldn't expect anything less from that man. That's on par. That's why his kids are the way he are. Because have you heard him?
Yeah.
Same shit. Like,
yeah.
Wouldn't expect any less.
It was fun when you were a commentator, but now that you're a head coach, you got to understand that there's going to be repercussions to how you're coming across to your freaking team. And if you're acting all big, bad attitude, your kids and your team is going to have the big, bad attitude as shown.
Just honestly don't think he cares. Like,
Same thing
was being said when he was at Jackson State, when he went to an HBCU. Like, same shit happened last year when he brought a whole power team over to Colorado. Like, I just don't think he cares. And that's
really
fine.
don't.
Like, if that's how you want to go about life,
go for it.
You are making more money than me.
And that's fine. Go for it. But I ain't hating on you because you're making more money than me. I'm hating on your ass and commenting on your ass because you're giving me shit to comment on.
But at the same time, don't act like shit is sweet because y'all barely won y'all's game. The last game y'all played.
That part. You're also not doing great. And also, not to just add salt to the wound, UCF is favored by 14 points for this game. So good fucking luck. Yeah.
They hate you, dog. That ain't even. That's not
UCF
even
is undefeated.
football. That's not even football analysis logic. That is just straight up. We don't like y'all. That's
No,
crazy.
UCF is undefeated, bro. And they
What's that
play
got to do with anything?
because they beat TCU, which is about at the same level as same par as Colorado, and Colorado ain't looking too hot with who
I
they've
mean,
played.
yeah, but like,
You almost went into you almost let Baylor whoop your ass. It's fucking Baylor.
I mean, yeah, but like, I guess they've only played two games
Who?
or 3 games, right?
3 games. Both of them have played 3 games.
And the only team they actually played was TCU, and they barely won. I don't know, dog. That
Hang on, but then you look at Colorado and who they've played, and they got their butt whooped and then barely beat Baylor. And it's Baylor. So it's like same side of the coin.
I don't know. 14 points just sounds like an exaggeration to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know, dog. I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch, but go off. Go off, I guess.
Go off.
14 points is great. I haven't even seen 14 points at all for any of these games. Like,
Oh, I have, but it's for like cupcake games.
that's what I'm saying. Like, this ain't no cupcake game. Like, I don't know,
To
bro.
somebody, it is. It's not
14
me.
point spread is crazy.
Shit, that's
But-
kind of insane.
Well, yeah, that was week 4. It was weird.
Week 4 was
That's the only-
weird. Week 5, I don't know.
It's scary.
I'm scared.
We're going from weird to buckle up. Like, that is insane. The schedules I've seen, I'm like, woo.
Yeah, our SEC play already started with Kentucky, and now we're about to be in the thick of it. We're about to go back to back with Bama, and then Auburn for homecoming, then Mississippi State. It's fine. It's fucking fine.
Yeah. The way I can describe week 5 for people is the little dog sitting in the fire going, this is fine.
It's me right now. I'm just
Yeah.
staying calm, cool, collective. I ain't stressed yet. Don't talk to me on Saturday. Can't promise how I'm going to be.
I'm gonna have a blast because I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be outside. Listen,
I'm going to be
I
outside. How
already
about
know,
that?
I already know making their things. They can't fool me. So if they win, great. If they lose, not surprised. So we finna have a week chilling.
Well, do you want to switch over to AP poll?
Yeah, let's do it. That wraps.
All right, y'all.
Uh,
We're here with the AP Top 25
AP
poll.
poll. AP poll.
Let's
Starting off.
Let's see what audacity they have this week.
Yeah, starting off, we're gonna talk about the 2 that got dropped: Nebraska and Northern Illinois.
Deserved.
In the arms of the angel.
R.I.P.
Listen, when I saw the score of that Northern Illinois game, I said, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been fun, but we'll see you later.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later, crew. Probably won't see you again.
Yep. Probably won't. Other votes that didn't make it: Washington State. Interesting.
Choices.
Interesting. Indiana and Boston
Choices.
College. Boston College,
I'm not against Boston College. That's fine.
I mean, they did fall off, and then they did do some stuff to prove themselves.
Yes.
But we'll see. I mean, maybe they'll get back on the list. I don't know.
I also
don't
love
know.
the 11 votes for James Madison after they cooked UNC. That's adorable. That is adorable.
I didn't even see that. That's so funny.
Also, Liberty somehow getting some love, and then the one single vote for Navy. Fucking hilarious. Thank you for showing us that there's that one vote.
on. Okay. So a new person has entered the poll.
A new
person has entered the chat.
They have entered the
Boise
villa.
State.
Cool.
I don't know why.
I feel like I see them in the top 25 poll every single year, and it's in this spot.
But what have they done?
They beat Portland by, what is that math, 40? 42?
But it's Portland.
Portland State. Mm-hmm.
I'm not understanding. I don't think I'm understanding correctly.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay though. It's not. I guess it's not for me to understand.
The bottom, the 20 and below, I always look at those as they're just happy to be here.
I know why. It's because they almost beat Oregon. They lost 37-34.
Okay. That was like weeks ago.
Yeah, it was week 1. Or
So
week 2. No, week 2.
why are you here, Boise?
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying. It's not making sense.
I again, the 20 and below are just happy to be here group. Just enjoy the ride, my guy.
You play Washington State, which is also trying to make a name for himself. So we'll see. You
Yeah.
might be replaced.
Oh,
Who knows?
that'd be funny. Oh, Texas A&M's still here
They went up 1. Okay.
for beating Bowling Green by 6.
Great.
I know you fucking lying.
They play Arkansas, which, based on what I saw last week, if they're as much of a shit show as I saw against Auburn, they may be all right.
Get the ass. Come on, Pittman. I have faith in you. Come on, my little Arkansas crew. Holy
Crap.
what a fall from grace, baby. Holy shit.
10 spots. You pulled a Notre Dame on us.
Rip Kansas State.
You might be able to redeem yourself if you beat Oklahoma State. Oh.
Nah, I don't.
Oh, you don't.
It's how bad of a loss it is, I think, is what really played into them dropping them that far. You
Fair.
could not score a touchdown, my guy. You could not. No.
Honestly, I'm going to have to agree only because Oklahoma State almost beat a higher ranked team last week. I think, oh yeah, it says it right here. They beat Utah 22. I mean, they lost to Utah 22-19. Which goes to show that they maybe not need to be 20. They maybe need to be higher. So given that they're finna play you, I would be scared. Just a little bit.
That Oklahoma State's playing them?
Yeah, Kansas State, yeah. I'm saying Kansas State this past weekend lost to Utah, which was 12.
No, Kansas State lost to BYU. You're talking about Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, yes. Oklahoma State lost.
Yes.
And they play Kansas State. And so Kansas State should be scared just a little bit.
Yes.
Oklahoma State shouldn't even really be 20 to keep it a bean. If you're that close to a number 12 team, I think they should have moved up. But I'm not trying to jump ahead. It looks like they dropped, Oh,
they dropped hard. They also dropped pretty bad.
Yeah, so my point is they are kind of competitive with someone that's a lot higher ranked than them. I would be scared Kansas State.
I will say, though, this game against Oklahoma State is at home for Kansas State, which is a plus, and they might have a chip on their shoulder.
Maybe.
Since this last game was at BYU.
I would just say honestly, you have a point, because I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see what happens. They're just happy to stay still hanging on.
By a thread.
Mm-hmm. Damn,
if they don't win this game, y'all are gone.
Now, here's an interesting thing. BYU is only 1 spot above Kansas State. Now, I understand they weren't ranked last week, but what you mean?
They don't know where to put them, dog. No one knew they was going to beat them like this. If I had a team that has played nobody, that just whooped on somebody that was, I don't know what I would. Where would you put them, Jessica? I don't know. I can't. My brain can't conceptualize where they're supposed to go other than right above them.
I maybe would have put them a little bit higher, maybe like 21 and Oklahoma 22, just because.
Nah.
This is just me. BYU came in as the big underdog. Ain't nobody believed they were going to be beating Kansas State. They thought this was going to be an easy win. No, go home, chill. You held Kansas State to no touchdowns, all field goals, the entire game. To the point, fourth quarter, they did not even get close enough to score a field goal. All those field goals came in first, second, and third quarters. I just think, I understand BYU wasn't ranked last week, but to just have them 1 above the person they beat last week, who was highly ranked at number 13 before this, nah, honestly, I would bump them up a little bit higher. I just think that's kind of interesting.
I just don't know if this is a fluke or not. So I see that they're playing Baylor. This is what I would do. Kansas State wouldn't be 23. If anything, they'd be 25 for me. Honest opinion, because I don't know why Boise State's there. I don't understand. I would put Kansas State at 25 because that's where they need to be. I would keep BYU where they're at because I just cannot in my brain conceptualize them being better than the people above them.
No,
at this very point in
that's
time.
fine. I'm not saying like they're better than Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. I'm just saying like rankings wise, it is an injustice to be like, hey, remember how you beat that top 15 team? Yeah, you get one spot above them. That's it. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I guess so. I just think I would do the opposite and just have Kansas go lower. And
No.
keep BYU where they're
Yeah.
at.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm agreeing with you. I just think to let I don't get that. Like if I'm BYU, I'm holding that as a chip. Like, damn, only one. Like I appreciate you put me in the top 25, but only one. Nah,
Yeah.
chip, big chip, because
Yeah.
y'all really held them. So I'd be mad as hell.
I'm thinking probably in the brains of the people on the AP poll. I would just be like, I'm going to just put you here as a safety to see what you do. And maybe when you play Baylor, let's see how.
Well, to counterpoint what you said earlier, why not have Kansas State be at 25? Why the fuck did Boise State get brought in?
No, that's what I said this, Jessica.
Yeah.
I was like, why are they there? I don't know.
Yeah, so
it's not making any sense. I would even kick them off and put on someone like
Washington State, Boston College. Shit, I would understand that.
I don't understand this.
Yeah.
My brain chooses not to focus on things that I don't understand. So I just kind of moved along and went, whoop. Because that's where my brain is at. I don't know.
I agree with you. I think Kansas State needs to be at 25. BYU can stay at 22. I just think there needs to be a bigger gap between the two teams, especially since they owned that ass this weekend.
Yeah.
That's all.
Liv Moss.
Liv Moss!
Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma.
I actually don't understand this either. Because I get it, they lost. But Tennessee was ranked 6th. So in theory, dropping 6 points is pretty wild to me. And I understand everyone else won, but like,
you think it was too much?
Yeah, like they didn't really play anybody. Like the people above them didn't really play anybody for real. So like, even though yes they won and yes their records aren't even better. Actually, I'm looking at them. I just am not understanding why they justified moving them 6 spots. It's too many.
So Oklahoma last week was ranked a little bit lower, obviously. But I also have to agree because if you look at that score, and also if you watch that game, I'm sorry, Tennessee's offense was not that elite fucking driving force that everybody kept saying. The game was weird as hell. And the fact Oklahoma kept them to 25 when they've been popping off with 60, 70 points, that should be impressive.
Like, I'm not trying to be this person, but you got a 2-1 Clemson up here
that has no business being here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm like, I understand dropping them. Like, obviously they need to be dropped. They lost. But 6 spots is crazy. Same with Oklahoma State. Like, their game was even closer and they played Utah. Like, I'm just not understanding why they dropped so low. I'm not on top of the fact, well, okay, actually,
what?
Yeah, I will allow Illinois moving up. I'll allow that. But Clemson moving up 4 spots, I'm not understanding. It's not making sense.
Yeah, the Clemson shit, I will also add Iowa State. I don't understand how you're this high right now. I get you're undefeated. That's cute. But who the fuck have you played other than Arkansas State? Nobody.
And obviously Arkansas State wasn't nobody because they blew them out. Like, that's what I'm saying. Why are they right there? It's not making sense.
I don't understand. I think Iowa State maybe beat Iowa like a week or two ago. But even then, Iowa has been proven they're not that great. So, like, I am with you, especially with how that game looked. Oklahoma did stand their ground for as good as they could have against what was supposed to be an elite offense. And you held that team to fucking 25 points, a top 10 team. That's what I'm saying. That's nasty. That's nasty work.
That's what I'm saying. But honestly, it's not going to matter anyway because I'm looking at who they playing next. Illinois is playing Penn State and Oklahoma State. Well, actually, Oklahoma State is going to be fine. They're playing Kansas State, whatever.
Don't say that.
Illinois, I think they'll be all right. Illinois is playing Penn State, so they might drop. Possibly. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
If Penn State can hold out, yes, I agree. It
Yeah.
is at Penn State, and apparently that place is rowdy as hell. And Oklahoma is playing Auburn, but it's at Auburn. Damn. But y'all should. If Arkansas could beat Auburn, come on now. Y'all, come on. Y'all can beat Auburn too. I have faith. I think. But yeah, I agree. I feel like this shift down here is weird.
It's weird. It's so weird, bro. It's weird.
I'm sensing a theme.
I'm not gonna address this because no, we're gonna do that. All right, Clemson.
It's not deserved. I'm sorry.
This, and this. Clemson, Notre Dame, and Louisville.
I will give it to Louisville. I'll give it to Louisville.
Are a true example of the hype behind the program because I have not seen it. I understand Louisville had beaten Georgia Tech, but at this very moment, Georgia Tech's track record is not impressive anymore. Like, yes, they beat Florida State, but it's not impressive anymore. So, like, I have not seen enough from Louisville to really be like, sure. Notre Dame and Clemson.
What else?
Why?
What I'll say out of the three of those, the one that I could sit here and say, like, yeah, kind of justified would be Louisville because they're 3-0. They haven't lost to anybody in an embarrassing way like Notre Dame and Clemson has. So that's the only thing he has going for him. But I'm with you. They haven't played anybody. They haven't done shit at all.
I am just not impressed yet. Like,
and I don't know if you will be.
4 spots, like.
And I don't think you will be, to be honest with you. They're playing. This is going to be interesting because Notre Dame and Louisville are playing this weekend, which is going to be. That's going to be a game. It's going to be a game. But I do not understand Clemson. Stop hyping up this fucking program. Stop hyping up Dabo.
I'm telling you, those 3 are the prime example of the hype behind a program because it is not adding up. It's not adding up to me.
You want to talk about a hype behind a program. LSU, how the fuck you up here? How?
That's a good question.
Because, baby, you have looked embarrassing. Embarrassing the last couple days.
Didn't they lose to somebody crazy? Hold on.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
They just lost to somebody crazy.
Yes. They lost at the start of the year to USC. And then they almost lost to South Carolina last week. That was the one we were watching that weekend where it came down to a fucking field goal at the end. They lost to USC at the beginning of the year. And then they almost lost to...
That's odd.
I don't...
Put them at 14 for... Okay. I see what we're doing here. I understand what we're doing here.
I don't because I think it's another...
I see it.
I think it's another hype behind the program. Like, I don't...
That's it. Yeah, there's no logic behind these choices.
Those 4 right there, 14, 15, 16, 17... Baby.
And I'm afraid they're going to stay because they're playing They don't play... I think their next hard opponent is Ole Miss.
Yes.
Which is after South Alabama. So they're going to at least be here for another week. Like, I don't see that changing.
I don't either.
The 3 below them, possibly.
Well, Louisville and Notre Dame are about to fight. So, should be fun.
Yeah, and Clemson is going to sleep on Stanford and be shocked and have to readjust. So, sure, fine, whatever, cool, great.
It's just, wow, hype behind a program, man.
That's literally it. That's literally it.
Shit.
USC dropped 2.
That was a close game. That was a close-ass game. I'll give it to him. You should have had it.
I'll allow this.
This is fine. It could have been worse.
Michigan up 6 is wild.
That's an atrocity! What do you mean?
Wild.
Brother in Christ, how?
I get it. It was okay. Honestly, let me peel back the layers.
Get behind the podium. Let me hear your speech.
They beat USC. So for us to be like, we'll allow USC dropping 2 spots to 13. If Michigan beat them, they have to be above them, but they could not justify putting them in the top 10, which I also agree. So they were like, we're just going to have to put them right above them because there's no other space in here to put anyone else. Fair. I will allow it. I understand 6 spots up is crazy, but there's really no other way to justify it because they beat them. Like I get
Yeah,
it.
but to put them above Louisville, Notre Dame, and Clemson, put them above Clemson.
Didn't we
Hold
just
on.
say it was there for the
Hold on.
program?
Hold on. Don't yell at me. Hold on. What I was gonna say was you can put them above Clemson. That makes sense. Absolutely. Notre Dame, sure. Louisville is undefeated, and you
But
got
I am
Michigan.
not impressed. They are
But
not
that's what I'm
impressed,
saying.
dog.
But that's what I'm saying. You could have. You didn't have to move Michigan up that high. You could have moved them up a couple and dropped USC a little bit harder because Michigan was so low when they played USC. It's kind of embarrassing that it was a close
They
game.
barely lost though.
That's what I'm saying. USC.
But what I'm saying is to have USC get dropped so low after they barely
Yeah.
lost,
Yeah.
but then allow Michigan
Yeah.
that barely won.
Agreed. I'm
against a
agreeing with
team
you.
But what I'm saying is dropping USC even further just doesn't add up. I get why they did this.
What I'm saying more so is I'm not against USC falling the 2. Michigan has no business being above 15,
But
14.
they beat them. I understand what you're saying.
Nah.
I absolutely.
I don't care.
I get what you're saying.
I don't care.
understand. But for the sake of a ranking, you can't justify still having USC above them when they beat them. Like
But 12 is insanity.
12 is wild.
That's nasty work.
12 is wild.
Absolutely not.
Moving up 6 spots is insane. Dog.
After you
But hey,
no.
I understand why they did it. I
No.
get it.
I understand the logic or the semi logic, but you've got to be fucking kidding me. To be flat out honest with you, because I have not seen a bit of anything impressive out of Michigan to warrant that. But that's fucking whatever. You see, this is what happens when you show fucking favoritism to a fan base instead of to an actual good fucking team. So now you have this buffoonery of Michigan so high again because you got Louisville, Notre Dame, and Clemson and LSU hanging out in this 4 section and you can't justify moving them. So now you got fucking Michigan way up the fuck here. It's fucking ridiculous.
You want to know it's even wilder, dog? Mizzou being a step above them after that shit show with Vandy.
They did drop 4 spots, to be fair.
They should have dropped more.
No,
They should have dropped more.
No.
Yes.
No.
You're talking about Vanderbilt.
I'm aware.
The same Vanderbilt that lost to Georgia State. You do not drop 4. You drop 6. You should be below
But
USC.
you would have Michigan above Mizzou.
Correct.
Hell no. Hell fucking no.
Based on the game I saw, yes.
No.
Yes.
And I can't agree with that. Absolutely not.
I'm telling you, the way, like, granted, they barely lost. I will agree with that. But you were 6, dog. It wasn't like you were 22, 24. You were 6 losing to Vanderbilt. Like, I just can't, like, you gotta get hit low because I can't trust you. Like, I just simply cannot trust you. I know why they didn't do it because I know why they didn't do it. They can't justify having Michigan and USC above them, but I personally would have put them below both of them, in my honest opinion.
Nah,
I just cannot justify someone barely winning to Vanderbilt being a notch above the top 10. A notch from the top 10. It doesn't make sense.
What I will say, Mizzou is still undefeated, and I understand it's a close game. I get it. They show the same favoritism to Michigan when they pull out a very close win against like a Marshall or some kind of bullshit that they should have won by big, and then they show the same kind of favoritism. They listen. I'm not trying to be SEC bias, but seeing as I told y'all at the start of the year, Vandy is a sleeper. Y'all got to be fucking careful. And I'm not fucking crazy. They're a goddamn sleeper. And Mizzou experienced that. I'm not saying they shouldn't have fallen. Absolutely they should have fallen. But their alternatives, I cannot see Michigan or USC or LSU at number 11 right now. I just can't justify that at all.
The odds are in their favor because they have a bye this week so they can recover before they play their next game. But I'm just going to be honest with you. From what I've seen, listen, they dropped 4. That's fine. I think they could have dropped a couple more. But if they don't get their shit together, they are dropping the game.
Oh no, they will. If they can't beat, I don't know who they play next. Let me see who they play next. They play Texas. They play at Texas A&M, and at noon. If they're not able to win that game, just in general, win that game, they're gonna drop. They are gonna fall off.
I honestly, let me look at something real quick. Hold on. Personally, I feel like the reality that you are not wanting.
We don't play Mizzou.
No, I'm saying the reality of Mizzou going lower than Michigan and USC.
It just doesn't make sense because they both have a loss. Until Mizzou actually loses a game, I don't see that happening.
I hear you, but I feel like that game that they play in 2 weeks will be the determining factor.
Yeah.
But also because Michigan and USC are playing this weekend, I don't know, bro. I just feel like that possibility of them being above Mizzou may come into fruition. I'm not sure, but
I see it happening if Mizzou loses to Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I agree. It will happen if that happens. I'm just saying in this moment, right now, fuck no. But if they lose to Texas A&M, absolutely.
I'm just saying, in my honest opinion, the AP poll gave them grace because that's insane.
They're giving everybody grace below the top 10, bro. Everybody below the top 10 got grace because I am going to keep repeating that 14, 15, 16, 17 section is fucking nuts.
Wild.
And also, actually, we'll do 12 to 16 or 17 because what in the audacity? Y'all didn't know what to do, so y'all just slapped them somewhere because holy shit. Holy shit.
Well, in other news, I guess Utah makes it to the top 10.
Welcome. You're not going to be here for a super long time, but enjoy it.
I guess. That's all I can say to this is I guess. There's really nothing else they can do. They're undefeated. They're 4-0. There's really nothing they can do.
They were in the top 20 last week, and they beat an Oklahoma State that was ranked higher than them. So I understand. Oh, yeah, no. Utah was, wait a minute. No, Utah was 12. Mm-hmm. And they beat number 4. I guess I can see the math. I kind of see the math.
You see why I'm saying I guess? Like
I guess.
Sure.
I
There's
guess.
the fuckery below them is saving them because I don't know what else where they could go.
I don't think they knew either.
Yeah. So 10, fine.
Fine. Cool. Enjoy it.
Penn State.
They went up one from 10 to 9.
I know this is gonna sound crazy. Just putting it out there. Should have went up one more.
No.
I think they should have went up one more.
And bypassed Oregon, who had a bye week? No.
Yeah.
No.
Because based on what we've seen from Oregon barely Oregon barely beat.
But you're not gonna ding them this week for barely beating a team a few weeks ago that they already got dinged for. Especially on a bye week. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know though.
That's some buffoonery.
I personally feel like they should have moved up just one.
Nah, Penn State didn't have anything impressive. It's Kent State. They should have beat Kent State. Yeah. No.
My gut, I think they should just went up. Just one more. But it's not gonna even matter because they play Illinois. So if they fuck that up, then they ain't even gonna be here.
Yeah.
So I honestly, it's fine. Moving up one is cool, sure. But in my gut, I just feel like they should have went up just one more.
I feel like dinging a team weeks later after a close win is not fair. I feel like you do that that week.
You do it that week, but like it's not even about dinging them as a team, but more so overall based on what they've done so far. Like I'm thinking from a holistic view.
Yeah.
And Penn State beat West Virginia, who also just beat I feel
but
like
they're unranked. West Virginia hasn't beat a ranked team.
Yeah, but I feel like they have had tougher opponents than Oregon at this point. Is my what I'm trying to get across is like they've had tougher opponents compared to what Oregon has had. And so from a holistic view, both of them being 3-0, I feel like Penn State has had the harder schedule so far. So that's why in my brain, I was like, they kind of just need to move up one. But like I said, it ain't even gonna matter because they play Illinois, and if they don't have their shit together, then they dropping below that anyway. So
I
that's just my
I
opinion.
that's just my opinion.
That's
No.
my opinion.
I I feel like they both had equal schedules because yeah, they had West Virginia. I understand. But then they had two cupcakes the last 2 weeks, and to be fair, Penn State only won 34-27 last week. Or the week before. Yeah, the week before. Either way, I get what you mean. I understand where you're coming from. Me personally, I think it'll depend how this weekend goes if those two like
I
switch
think so as
spots
well. I think
because
so.
the last 2 weeks for both Oregon and Penn State have been semi cupcake games, so they can't really judge it. But
Hmm.
depending on how Oregon is against UCLA, which again they should win, and then how Penn State shows up to Illinois, which they should win, I think that will determine the 8 and 9 spot for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
I just think in this moment, just shifting those three up makes sense. Just being like, okay.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. I think they're playing the waiting game. I feel like they did the same thing with let me go back down. Oh, with the USC Michigan and the BYU Kansas State. Like I think they're just playing the waiting game to be like, we'll put you above right now because you did beat them. You did show something, but like we're gonna play the waiting game to see if it's worth shifting you for real. So
do they play they don't play each other. Interesting. Okay.
boo.
Penn State and Oregon.
Um
That would have been really
um
interesting if they did.
Shout out to the ACC again. Miami, Miami, Miami. Ooh. Representing, even though they're not really playing nobody for real. I have to be honest. They just keep scoring high because they're playing no one. Virginia Tech, maybe something.
Show the fuck
Maybe.
up, Tech. Please, for the love of fuck, show
Maybe
up.
something. I'm looking at their schedule to see who they've played so far.
Probably nothing great.
I'm
I'm gonna
assuming
assume.
they played Rutgers, ODU, Marshall, and Vanderbilt, which Vanderbilt beat them.
That's right.
In overtime.
I forgot.
I'm not gonna say it's going to be easy, but I'm not gonna say that they don't
Have a chance.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I love that a ACC team that is not Clemson is in the top 10. It's very nice
Has
and
to be
refreshing to see
somebody.
somebody. I also
We just need at least one.
I also love it's not FSU. I don't hate FSU, but I love that it's not FSU this time that's getting all the favoritism for a second. I want to see Miami face some more opponents. That's fine. They can chill here for now. Congrats on beating South Florida, but give me some spice. Give me something. Give me an opponent, Miami. Because
I hate to be this person, but moving forward, it's all conference games, so I doubt they'll play someone.
Louisville could give them a run for their money.
Sure. I'm sorry. I got to get that out of my head. I haven't seen enough from them yet. I got to see a couple more games. And thankfully, they play them in a couple more games. So maybe I will see something. But sure. All right.
They can chill there. That's fine. Congrats. Good job.
I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, if Miami does what they need to do and they keep doing what they need to do, I would not be surprised if they kind of stayed where they were at for the rest of the season. But I say this with the caveat that means you have to be locked in. Mm-hmm. If you fuck up, you will move.
Yep.
But the way your schedule is set up, bro, like you literally end with Tech, who has been losing. You literally.
No, they don't. They don't end with Tech. They end with Syracuse.
Oh, sorry, they end with Syracuse. But I don't know why I thought they ended with Tech. Someone else does.
We do.
But I'm looking at the rest of their schedule, and they have back-to-back Florida State, Duke, Tech, and Wake. That's a clean sweep in my brain, as long as you do what you need to do. So,
listen, it only takes It only takes you to underestimate one game and think that we got this and you're fucked. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Miami does look pretty fucking solid. I'll give it to them. They do. I really wish they could get some more spice that they play against. I hope it's Louisville. Probably not. I don't know if anybody in the ACC is going to give them any spice because everybody just looks like an absolute shithole at the moment after this weekend. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're going to be cemented at number 7, and they're just going to be hanging there.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. And then, God forbid, it's a close game to any of these teams the next couple of weeks, and they might slip. I would not be surprised. That favoritism might go out the door.
All I'm saying is lock in. All right. Ole Miss.
Now, this makes sense. Tennessee did need to be rewarded for beating Oklahoma. So that makes sense. I understand that. I get it.
We are putting a team in the top 10
Yep.
that played Georgia Southern.
Yeah. Georgia's played Georgia Southern before.
That played Georgia Southern and Wake.
Yeah.
That played, hold on.
Hold on. Now you want to make that argument. Miami's done the same thing.
Correct.
And they're in the top 10.
Fine. Sure. But I'm sorry. Oh, God. That, to me, I'm sorry. I'm looking up their schedule because there's no way.
We have to play them at some point this year, and it's at Ole Miss this year, which I'm not thrilled about.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's coming.
I'm gonna shut up and talk to them in about 2 weeks. I'm going to shut up and talk to them in about 2 weeks because damn. They have Kentucky, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma back to back to back to back.
Yep. Not to mention it's at South Carolina and in Death Valley.
I'm going to shut up and come talk to them in about 2 weeks because sure, fine. Y'all want it? Fine. Fair.
Listen, this year, every single team in the SEC decided to put all 3 cupcake teams that they play or that they're scheduled to play at the top of their schedule. Ole Miss is no exception. They put all 4 of their easy games right at the top. So it gets the hype going. It's still there. There's no reason to drop them down too far. They're still going. They're cranking out. Great. Now, here comes the fights and the brawls. Good fucking luck.
I literally opened the schedule and gasped. That was insane. Fine. Y'all want to keep them here? Fine.
I will say I think it's leftover from last year too. So that's why they're a little bit higher and they haven't found really a big reason to drop them out of the top 10. So unless they fumble the ball in the next couple of weeks, which they might, they stay in.
Fine. Okay. All right. Tennessee.
You beat barely. I'm not going to say barely, but you had an interesting win over Oklahoma. Interesting.
Okay. I mean, this is insane. This list is wild. I mean, but honestly, if they watched what I watched, I understand because I don't even know what I would have done because last week was so crazy. Like, okay. That's all I can say is okay.
That's fine. They couldn't move down because they won. But
couldn't move down because they won. Didn't have nowhere to go besides up because of everybody else.
But what I will say though, did that win really warrant them a move up to number 5? Because I'm going to be real with you. I don't think it did. I don't think it was that big of a win. By winning,
who do you want at 5? Ole Miss, who beat Georgia Southern.
That's where they were. They were.
That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying, but they cannot justify it because regardless of how weird the win was, they beat a ranked team, whereas Ole Miss is whooping on cupcakes still.
I get that. I understand why. I'm just saying on my end, from what I saw game-wise, this was not the explosive Tennessee that everyone's been hyping up.
At all.
They beat a ranked team. I think that was the only reason they got bumped up. You beat that ranked team. Good for fucking you.
To be honest, the only reason I truly feel like they beat Oklahoma was because Oklahoma was also not locked in. Had Oklahoma locked the fuck in for real, I think we would have had a different score. But because they were also equally as weird and off their rockers, they got lucky. That's my honest opinion.
I also want to say, to any Tennessee fans that are out there, I find it really fucking hilarious that the fucking school that has the worst turf to play on, the worst field to play on, is complaining about Oklahoma's field and then blaming that for y'all not scoring higher than you did. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. No.
This
No.
is giving me a headache.
They really are doing that. They literally were complaining about the condition of the field and blaming that when literally Tennessee's field is known for injuring players every single game.
Any excuses when half of LSU's fan base was passing out in the fucking bleachers because it was so damn hot.
True.
Like, okay, you had a crappy field. They should learn how to play at crappy fields, and they should learn how to play at the best fields in the world. LSU playing in that heat. Granted, do we feel like they need to be where they're at? That's another story. But you can't tell me shit unless you was in them conditions, because that was crazy.
That was the biggest argument because, of course, everybody brought up the fact, like, why didn't they score more? And they go, oh, well, the field conditions were bad. My guy, I cannot. There are so many fucking players that have had torn ACLs and just fucked up legs from the turf of Tennessee. And you want to talk about Oklahoma's fields? Shut the fuck up. And just enjoy where you're at, my guy. Just enjoy the fucking win. God. Anyways.
Giving me a headache. I can't deal. Alabama not moving. Fine. Whatever. They play Georgia. This will be interesting because basically what I gather from this, and you could correct me if I'm wrong or if you think otherwise, it's going to be the battle of who's switching spots.
Correct.
Is Alabama going to stay at 4? Mm-hmm. Or are they going to switch to 2 if they beat Georgia? Like, that's all I can see. Because I can't justify either of these teams losing and being below any of the teams below them. I'm not convinced.
Agreed. I absolutely agree that it's literally going to be the game that's going to decide who flip-flop spots. That's it.
Yeah, literally. Which brings me to my point. Ohio State. Gosh darn it. I don't know if you will ever leave 3, bro.
I hope not.
Sorry. So sorry.
If y'all could play some people, maybe.
But that's all I can see is like that Georgia-Bama game is going to come down to who's switching spots, who's staying, whatever. Ohio State, maybe one day.
No,
maybe.
Because Michigan, they're going to be able to roll over Michigan. They should roll over Michigan. I should say that. They should have been able to roll over Michigan the last 3 years, and that hasn't worked out for them very well. Anyways, they should beat Penn State. They should beat Michigan, who are literally going to be their 2 biggest opponents, quote unquote, this season in their conference.
Well,
but
they play Michigan State, so that's also never one to sleep on.
True, but honestly, until those 2 games happen, or they literally fumble a game so badly, they're stuck here. They're stuck here, which is fine. You're in the top. You're in the top 12.
Listen, I get it. Y'all are always at 3. I don't know how in the hell y'all gonna make it anywhere else but 3. Sorry.
But let's look at it this way. Is it really a bad thing? Because they're still going to be in the top 4 top conference where they get a bye before the playoff game. So they're sitting pretty.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just know always being number 3 is probably driving them insane.
Well, play people. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know what to tell them. They just going to be at 3. I feel like they just going to be chilling at 3 unless they fuck up. So sit tight.
Enjoy number 3 spot. You're pretty much cemented there for the rest of the year.
Yep. Georgia
had our lovely bye week. It was nice. It was peaceful. My heart rate has gone down. Thank you for asking.
And now it's going back up.
Yep.
And Texas. Yeah.
I love the fact that ESPN painted this narrative that somehow, some way, Arch Manning could have fucking lost this game against Louisiana Monroe.
What do you mean?
Oh, you didn't.
What are you saying?
Oh, you didn't
What
hear
do
this
you
shit?
mean?
Did you not hear that?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me just tell you. So,
I was literally just about to be like, Archie Manning is like doing his thing.
oh,
What do you mean?
hold on. No. This is before the game. Texas's starting quarterback got hurt. It's not that severe, but he needed to rest this week because obviously, clearly, it's an easy game.
Last game was insane, and I saw it coming because everybody was limping.
But it's an easy game, so they were like, okay, we're going to let you rest. Arch Manning's going to start. Well, everybody and their mother starts freaking the fuck out to the point I talked to a Texas fan this weekend before the game, and she was like, well, I'm nervous we might lose this. And I'm like, explain. She goes, well, it's Arch Manning's first game. And I'm like, are y'all fucking serious right now? It's UL Monroe.
You don't know his fucking legacy? Are you serious?
But literally ESPN was painting this whole story of like, oh, the weight on Texas, they got to make sure to beat UL Louisiana Monroe. And I'm like, it's Louisiana fucking Monroe who literally gets passed around the entire SEC every fucking year. And you're telling me you're painting this narrative to make Arch Manning look like a god for beating Louisiana Monroe and making it out to be an underdog story? Be just fucking confused. For real.
I'm just confused on why they thought otherwise. Like, my brain, I'm sitting here like, they were like, yeah, Arch Manning's gonna come in. I was like, logic. Yeah.
When?
Like, sounds good. And honestly, I was like, if he shows out at this game, he might stay in. Like, that's what I was thinking. Because I'm like, why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't I? Okay, fine.
No, but it was to the point.
They just needed something to talk about to justify why they're sitting pretty at number one.
Correct.
They just needed a story because everybody else is fighting for their fucking lives and Texas is cooling it. They needed something to run with. That's why.
Let me just put it in perspective. Literally texting my friend. I'm like, because they went to Texas for this game. I'm like, oh, you're going to have a great time. They're like, oh, we're kind of nervous. And I'm like, what are you nervous? She goes, well, like, it's Arch's first game. I don't know how it's going to go. I look up the schedule. I'm expecting fucking Oklahoma State. I'm expecting some big top somebody.
I'm expecting defense.
At least a fucking defense. And it's fucking Louisiana Monroe. And you're right. They're trying to spin this narrative to, like, convince us that, yeah, Texas needs to be at number one. Baby, there's no convincing. Because I agree. Texas can stay at number one. That's fucking fine. I don't care. I don't think a lot of people care. They've won. They're up there. Good on them. Great. The rest of the season's still on the road here. We got to go. We got to play all them. But to spin this whole narrative like Arch Manning's now the savior for beating UL Monroe? Relax.
Literally, that's the only thing I can think of because fine. All right. Well, that's the time. I can't take it anymore. I have a physical headache from this list.
I can't look at it anymore. But thanks for listening to our weekly recap and AP Top 25.
We will see how next week goes because I just have a feeling some more fuckery is about to happen.
I'm interested. Can you scroll back down to my group here, my core group, 11 through 17. I am so fucking curious about what's going to happen to all of y'all this weekend, my guys, because Jesus Christ, I don't understand you. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. We'll be moving forward to pick'ems and fantasy where the tables truly have turned.
I'm cooked.
You're not cooked. Oh my God.
Call me a chef because I'm cooked. Call me Sanji because I'm cooked. She's
literally winning right now, I'm pretty sure. But yes, okay.
Barely. We'll talk about it though.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening.